Huh? Oh, cool. Finally. All right. Oh, come on. This sucks. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Assemble. I'm Matt. Good to see you. Good to have you. Good to see all your smiling faces out there on the internet, hopefully. Yeah, today, WWE 2K22. There's nothing. I have no news. You may be going in the comments below right now and saying, hey Matt, why are you making a video when there is no news? Well, I'll tell you, my friend. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you in the community, best community out there on the internet, the Assemble community, because this game, the hell. We have no new updates when it comes to this game. We have had just these dev diaries that have been sprinkled along throughout, and we are still waiting. Now, as I record this, there probably could be, potentially be, more news that is actually going to come out about this game in the next 24, 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever. But as it stands today, as we're doing this, the only thing we have is another dev diary that was posted the other day from the WWE 2K devs, and it is going through animations for the entrances and the in-ring, and the devs asking us to speculate and guess which animations it could be for, like Sheamus or somebody else. We're not asking for this. Fans are clamoring, and a reason why I want to talk to all of you is because we have this conversation in many of the episodes, and frankly, a lot of people are saying before E3, hey Matt, do you think that we're actually going to get any coverage at E3? I did a whole predictions episode that I really was jacked about to see what we were going to get. WWE 2K was not shown off at E3 at all. Take-Two and the team over there, they were taking the time on stage to talk about more social issues and really talking about how they're doing certain initiatives to move things forward for more representation, better representation out there. And that is fantastic. And I think it was really well done. It may not have been what people wanted, as it wasn't coming across for any game titles that they were going to talk about, but it was important for them to talk about that on the E3 stage, so be it. However, if they are not going to be taking any time at E3, like we saw, and I waited all weekend long weekend, we have no information about this game. The marketing on this game is nowhere, and that is troubling, especially as we're getting to the summer months when it is now time, in my opinion, to start getting things rolling. Putting out dev diaries, again, is fine, but I said in previous episodes, it's supplemental content. And E3 is your big stage, ability to showcase anything. Even post E3 into this week, like yesterday, could have seen something to do with the game. Block a certain amount of time. Even if you want to post something through Twitter, you can do that. You don't have to take up a lot of real estate. But showing us these dev diaries of just the animations and what the motion capture is and what it could be like, and the 48,000 different animations you're doing and the detail it's capturing, that is great. That is fantastic. But fans need to see this game. The 2K devs, everybody has been very quiet on this, and I'm really, really surprised that they did nothing around the E3 weekend when you have the most eyeballs and you have the most fans looking for games, waiting and looking to see what is going to be put out there. And even if you're 2K and you go, we don't have the ability to post anything, we're not ready to reveal any gameplay footage, for example, maybe you're not ready. Fair. Why not just post an article or something in writing to at least highlight maybe who the cover star is? Maybe you want to highlight some of the roster of what we can expect. Anything in a written update to say, hey, stay tuned because we are going to have future updates. But the game has been dead silent. With over a year off of development, being able to put more resources and time, skipping last year because 2K20 was such a disaster and bug-ridden, this is troubling in itself because you tout how it's supposed to hit different and we haven't seen anything different. We've seen less than what we've seen in previous years, and that's concerning. My only hope and piece of optimism that I have that I hang on to is that when I look at WWE Schedule and what's going on with WWE themselves lately, we've talked about this in other episodes too, everybody, but we've talked about how WWE has gone through all of these releases over the last year, and it's a lot, and that would change up the roster and what 2K potentially had planned in there, and they have to move some pieces around. That could be impacting them. The other thing that they could be looking to do, and why we're just seeing these little droplets of dev diaries pulled out with no real substance, could be that 2K is waiting for WWE to go back on the road, which they are going to be doing very, very soon, and going through a cover star reveal like they've done in the ring in previous years, when they've done the CM Punk reveal, for example. Doing that in front of a live crowd could be what they're looking for. Maybe that's what they are looking for. Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you guys think of how they are going to reveal this thing. They could be waiting until they're back on the road and they've got more eyeballs on the screen on the product, and they could speak directly to the WWE audience, that universe itself, get them in the ring and have it be either, Roman, Drew, Sasha Banks, whoever the cover star is going to be, and do that big grand reveal on stage. Now, the other thing they could be doing is, because they did the initial reveal at WrestleMania with the Rey Mysterio Cesaro clip, 2K could be waiting for another big moment with WWE programming to reveal more. And what they could be waiting for is SummerSlam. As SummerSlam is going to be, the summer of WrestleMania, basically, and WWE themselves tries to promote it to be that larger than life, big marquee matches, things like that. They really try to hype it up as this massive, massive summer event. Doing that, again, most eyeballs that they're going to get, most viewers for that, maybe because they did the big WrestleMania reveal where it was just, a 30-second sizzle reel of Cesaro and Rey Mysterio. Maybe they are waiting for SummerSlam to actually reveal something to us. And the other thing too is talking about the rosters, like we just mentioned. We've had so many releases over this last year, like I mentioned, and we've now seen some stars actually come back. We just saw Samoa Joe return. Aleister Black is rumored to go to AEW or WWE trying to re-sign him. We also hear rumblings of more WWE releases that are scheduled to come, and WWE working to get some stars back. Braun Strowman is gone. The Iconics are gone. Aleister Black is gone, like I mentioned. There's a lot gone. That roster's looking thin. And if WWE is potentially releasing more stars, and that's really what's been swirling online, 2K could also be in a position where they're saying, okay, WWE is going through a bit of a cleaning house right now. We don't want to put out anything in terms of gameplay, cover stars, anything like that could impact us in a negative light. So what I mean is, maybe 2K is holding things really, really close to the vest because WWE themselves are making certain moves right now where it's affecting the game in terms of the roster rollout and the roster reveal. They haven't done the traditional roster reveal where we get a new superstar or batch of superstars revealed every, week or whatever. Now we're having everything held off because there's so many releases. Maybe 2K is doing that because they just don't know. Maybe because they're not in the know and wouldn't know who is going to be released. You can't really base your whole game off of the moves and the whims of Vince McMahon and WWE because you got to release your product and you have to kind of go with what you got. But I understand from a marketing side that they don't want to show gameplay footage of, say, maybe they had something in a sizzle reel put together and Braun Strowman was heavily featured. And maybe they don't want that because he's recently released, or Aleister Black, or Samoa Joe was gone and now he's back. And they're putting stars out and they're putting stars in. Maybe that's part of the issue. But to me, it's becoming problematic. You have fans like myself waiting for new information, new features. Are we getting GM mode? Who's the cover star? Even just the basics of it all. We're not getting that. And they're doing the slow burn of these Dev Diaries again are okay. But people are having to go and dissect who this is. And they're marketing as, who do you think the star is? Everyone on Twitter timeline is looking at this going, where's the gameplay? Yeah, could you show us some gameplay? Could you show us a superstar? Could you show us something? The fact that they're not doing this now, and especially that they haven't done anything around the week of E3, whether they were going to schedule something on stage or not, they didn't put anything out, even a press release. That's the time when you have the most fans. Even currently this week, as we're doing this show, it's still off the heels of E3, and a really solid E3 in a lot of respects. Why not put anything out right now? Maybe we're going to get surprised and see something in the coming days. But it's a constant game of refresh and checking our posts and our notes to see what's going to be coming out, and we're not there. And that's troubling. Let me know what you all think in the comments below, because what do you think is going on with WWE 2K right now? What is missing? What are we waiting for? Why are they held back? Let me know, because I really want to have a conversation with all of you about this. I'm sorry we don't have any news right now. I am sitting here waiting for all the news as well every single day to see what we get. But when we just get these little entrance animations and renderings, it's not enough for us, and we need more, and we need it soon. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed this episode all the way through, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel as we're working towards 3,000 subscribers. You guys are fantastic for supporting the show. And I'll see you next time. As always, thanks guys for assembling with us. See ya.